Why do we explain things when they're not needed? I don't think it's needed. Unless they ask for an explanation, why explain? It's like you're making excuses as well to someone who might not be familiar with the other individual you're speaking to. Sounds like an excuse. I don't like pancakes. I don't like them because they have a weird texture and I don't like it. Well, some people think that I'm weird. Get lost. Piss off. I don't like pancakes. And so people who go, I don't like pancakes, and say thank you, I appreciate them more than people who are go, you don't like pancakes? Oh, that's weird. I just told you something about myself and you're poo-pooing it, mate. If you want an explanation, I will tell you now. And really, it's a texture thing. I don't like the way it feels. Give me waffles instead, but not pancakes. No. No pancakes. It seems that when you explain yourself, you're giving more of yourself out to the other individual. Blah. You're giving yourself out to the other individual. And with that information, you don't really know what that other person's going to do with it. Well, if they're a good friend, they can go, okay, that's really good. So I have a better perspective of what you're doing, what you're like. Great. And then if not, you've either told someone something and they kind of judge you and go, you don't like pancakes. What is wrong with you? And that's okay too, because then they can move out of your life. Worse, I think what's potentially the worst thing that could happen is if you get someone who's a bit more narcissistic. You explain yourself, explain your reasoning for things, and they can use that as fuel against you at a later time. Sounds sinister, but that's happened before. Someone you think is a friend, you go, oh, hey, how about this? I get thrown in your face, and you're taken aback. You go, I thought you were my friend. I thought we were good, and yet this happened. What? Because it's what you do with that information about the other person. That is power. Crazy example. Old husband and I knew him a bit more intimately than the other people around. But one of the things he feared was abandonment. Things that happened in his childhood, and also when he got diagnosed with cancer the second time. First had it in 2013. It came back. If anyone has family members or friends that have cancer, it's a thing. It's just, hey, it's gone. Oh, it's back. And it happens a few times maybe before it doesn't rear its ugly head for a while. But one of his things was abandonment. He went through it once. He went through his first bout all by himself. No support, just the immediate family. Stuck in hospital for a couple months recovering because the doctors took out 2/3 of his liver. Because that is how quick that cancer was. Now he was scared of being abandoned by someone, going through that same thing alone. And I knew that. I absolutely knew that. And so with that information, it was well within my power, realizing this back. I could have been a real asshole and said, actually, no, too hard, and left. He would have been absolutely shattered, absolutely broken. But because I knew this, because I knew that he had this fear of abandonment, facing this diagnosis, facing the process, facing the treatments all by himself, no, I'm going to stick by. I'm going to stick by because I know this scares you, and I care about you enough that I'm not going to abandon you. I'm going to stay with you. And I did right until the end. But I didn't know his fear. And so, explaining yourself, you could be, much like myself when I was younger. Explaining myself to help fit in, to be accepted by the group, does leave you exposed to others. And I think if you've read that book, what is it, Bessel van der Kolk, The Body Keeps the Score. Have a read of that. You have to go through the shit, but towards the end, he gives you some good tips on how to look after yourself, how to recover from trauma. Even if you haven't been in, if you're young and read that, it's a good book to read just to be aware. But he does make a very nice point, which I'm going, actually, this idea that I had here, not explaining yourself so much or being choosy with who you explain your reasonings to, because towards the end of the book, he says that we're having a society that's more understanding. And I'm definitely seeing that. When I was younger, it was just acceptance. I wanted to be accepted, so I'd be bullied by people just so I'd get some attention that way. Not anymore. Too many years of that, and it's bleh. So we're getting up to a place where people are becoming more accepting. At least on the ground. I see it here on the ground. The internet, depending on what forums you go to, it's a bit different. But with everyone becoming more accepting, more kind, I think it's okay to say, I don't like pancakes. If you have people go, okay, cool. All right, well, she's going to get the waffles, I'll get pancakes, and you just want bacon and eggs. Cool. That's all right. It's all right with me. And I think it's okay. If you've got friends, if you've got real friends, and they ask for it, or you're okay with it sharing that, then it's all right. Explaining yourself in that regard, it's okay. Yeah. Also saves time. Just say, I don't like pancakes. Nope. Okay, fair enough. You're getting more kind, accepting society, and explaining yourself saves time, saves energy, and doesn't leave you so exposed to people who might have more nefarious intentions in mind. Well, bye-bye. Till next time. Bye.